Okay, I just share the screen. I'm sharing the screen. So can you see the screen, everyone? అందరికీ స్క్రీన్ కనిపిస్తుందండి? Can everyone see the screen? Okay. So everyone, did you install the JDK and set the path and executed the simple Java program? So yesterday we discussed about like how to execute a simple Java example. We have seen the execution steps, how to write in the notepad and execute it. Today we will also see with the Eclipse IDE how to work with Java programs. Either you can do in the notepad or you can do in the Eclipse. Initially I told with the notepad because you have to know how it is generating the class file bytecode and how it is again converting. So I have shown that you can practice in either of the way. But why I'm telling in Eclipse from today means generally in the companies they will use that. So whatever the comfortable way you can practice it. Okay. So we will also learn through that, because somewhere later if you have to work with that IDE, it will be useful for us if you know before. And when we are doing projects also in the later session, that will help for you. Okay. So any doubts? So everyone has installed and worked. Okay, as we discussed in the last demo sessions and everything, so those who are attending for the first time, if anyone is joining for the first time today, no problem. You can also follow the sessions clearly. You can go through the recordings that were done in the demo 1, demo 2 and demo 3. Go through the recording, and if you have any doubts or anything, you can ask me in the next session also. Okay, so just we covered like what is Java full stack, what and all topics we were going to cover in the full stack. We have seen all those things. What are the complete modules? What are the requirements for creating the web application or enterprise application? Like that, we have seen the requirements, and we have seen like Java features and why we are learning Java. Okay, these all things we have seen. And also we have seen about the installation of the JDK and what is JVM. And we also have seen how to set the path. Okay, how to set the path temporarily and permanently also we have seen. Okay, these all the things we have seen. And we have seen one simple Java example, how to write and what are the steps to be followed to execute the Java program, notepad, and how we are saving it and all we have seen. And we have seen one small example on data types. I think we have seen last 5 minutes. I'll again explain about the data types, and we'll see one more example. Okay, now before that I will show how to download Eclipse and how to work with the Eclipse also today. Okay. Okay, so I'll continue with the session. If you're not having any doubts or anything, so try to join every day, every regular session just before, at least 5 minutes before, so that if any doubts in the last session or any errors if you're getting, it will we can rectify. And also if there is no doubts also, you can relax and just we can start the session on dot on 11. Okay, by 11 I will start the session anyway. Okay, so now Still joining and just waiting. So how we can work along with the notepad? There are some other IDEs we can work. So one of the IDE to work with is Eclipse. So this is one IDE, one environment to work with the Java programs. Either along with Notepad, there is something called Notepad++. You can also work with this. One day I will show with this also, Notepad++ and Eclipse. So now you have to download and install the Eclipse in this way. Okay, see how we are doing that. You have to go to the Google Chrome. So we can type like Eclipse download. You can type. So when you say Eclipse download, you will see an option, or you can go to the Google checking time, and here we'll type Eclipse download. So you will see option like this, and you have to click this. I'll take the print screen of this, so it will be easy for you what to select. We will share this notes also to you. Okay, then what is the next step? You have to click on the Eclipse. So then you will see different options here. Okay, you can see which version, what is your Windows or what operating system and all. Is it 64-bit or what? You can download based upon the requirement. So you will click on the download. So then it will click the downloaded. It will be downloaded. I have already downloaded, but I'll just download and show you how it is. So when you click, it will be coming in the downloads. So I'll go back once and show you this. So once it is getting downloaded, it will be in the downloads. So here you can see like Eclipse, you will be getting 64-bit. So this you have to double click on this. Okay. So you have to double click on that. I'll paste that also. So you have to download this file, Eclipse, which is coming with this file, and you have to double click. So it will be installed in your file. Okay, so first you have to download it, and after downloading you will get a file this, and you have to double click on Eclipse, whatever that is there. You can double click on that. And when you double click, how it will come, that also I will show you. So when you click, it will give you an option for what purpose you are downloading the Eclipse. Is it for C, C++ or for core Java or for complete core and advanced Java? So now let us all download this Eclipse for core and advanced both, because later also when you're developing enterprise applications also it will help for you for the frameworks, everything. So here it will come IDE for Java or web applications and everything. Okay, you can see this. So for what and all you want to develop. Later when you are learning frameworks, you need for Maven tools, web services, you need JavaScript, JSP for everything. So if you are doing for C or C++, then you can choose any one of. Now we are doing Java and advanced Java we will do later. So this you select. When you select this, it will get installed on your PC. Okay, you can just go on next, and you just create a shortcut icon on the desktop. It will give you the option. I have already installed, so I'm not installing again. So you have to select this Eclipse IDE for Enterprise Java and web developers. So I'm doing the print screen, and I'll select this and I'll paste here in the document. Okay, so you have to select Eclipse IDE for Enterprise. So when you are getting this option, then select what you have to select: Eclipse IDE for Enterprise. So what you have to select, again you will get doubt, right? So I am clarifying that also. You have to select Eclipse IDE for Enterprise. Okay, then it will be installed. And just for easy accessing, create the desktop shortcut. While installing, it will ask you that option. If not, also you can right click on say send to desktop. If you're getting any doubt, you can ask me, I'll share that. So now it will be installed on your PC. Okay, so this is the process how to download and install the Eclipse. Is it clear, everyone? Okay, so what we can do now, we can just download and we can install, and we can just keep it ready for the execution of Java programs. So okay, you do this process after the session, and if any doubts are there, we can clarify. And what will happen here is, they once the enrollment everything is done, there will be a WhatsApp group created, as I said in the demo 2 session. When group is created, you can share your doubts immediately, so that I can help you, or any one of our friends, or everything your friends who is joining the session also can help you. Okay, so we can, so that we can immediately clarify the doubts also. Okay, so install the Eclipse and keep it ready. So once it is installed, you can see the desktop icon. Okay, after downloading, you can download any type of version from any site. Whatever the Eclipse you require, you can download and keep it, but download for Java EE, so that it will be easy for future purpose also. So when you download it, you will see like this one icon. Can you see, everyone? Eclipse IDE for Enterprise Java and web developers. So like this one icon will be created on the desktop. ఓకే, సో ఒకసారి తెలుగులో చెప్తున్నాను, అందరూ వినండి. సో మనం జావా ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేయడానికి ఎలా నోట్ ప్యాడ్తో యూస్ చేసి ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేసామో, అట్లాగే మనకి డిఫరెంట్ ఐడిఈస్ ఉంటాయి. ఓకే, నార్మల్గా నోట్ ప్యాడ్ కానీ నోట్ ప్యాడ్ ప్లస్ ప్లస్ యూస్ చేయొచ్చు. అలాగే నెట్ బీన్స్ ఐడిఈ అని ఒకటి ఉంటుంది, అలాగే అండ్ ఎక్లిప్స్ ఐడిఈ అని ఉంటుంది. సో మనకి ఏ ఐడి కావాలంటే ఐడి యూస్ చేయొచ్చు. మోస్ట్లీ ఎక్లిప్స్ యూస్ చేస్తారు. సో ఎక్లిప్స్ ఇప్పుడు నేను చెప్పిన స్టెప్స్ ద్వారా డౌన్లోడ్ చేసి ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసుకోండి. అంటే మీరు, నేను ఆల్రెడీ ఆఫ్టర్ సెషన్ డాక్యుమెంట్ నిన్నట్లా షేర్ చేస్తాను. సో అందులో చూసి మీరు డౌన్లోడ్ చేసి ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసుకోండి. ఓకే, సో వన్స్ యూ ఇన్స్టాల్, ఒకసారి ఇన్స్టాల్ చేశాక డెస్క్టాప్ మీద ఇలా ఒక ఐకాన్ వస్తుంది. ఓకే, సో యూ హ్యావ్ టు డబల్ క్లిక్ దిస్. So when you double click, you will get the workspace like this, and whatever the location you want to save the programs, you can save it. So now if you want to change the location, you can go to the browse, and we have already created one in C, Java full stack new we created, right? So let us select that. So we'll select that and click on select folder. So now all our programs will be selected on that project. So it is created and now it will open. So the screen will be like this as soon as you open. Okay, so now this is like welcome, like how to create project and everything. It is shown here. So I'll just cancel this welcome page. And how to create is, you have to click on file, new, and you have to select on the project. What you have to do? File, new, and select the Java project. I'll do these steps also in the document, so it will be clear for you. So I'll take the document here. So once you are installing and everything is ready, what you have to do, you have to open Eclipse. And if you want to save in default location, okay, or else you can click on the browse and select the folder to store the programs. Okay, then you, when you select and finally OK button, you can click. Then Eclipse will be opened. How to create a Java project? You have to go to the file and say new, and here you have to select the project and then select Java project. What you have to select? Java project, and provide the name and finish. The screenshot also I'll paste here, you can see. You have to go to where? File, new, project, and select the Java project, or type here if it is not visible, and then click on next, next, and finish. So you have to provide the name. Suppose I'm giving some name to the project, complete. I'll give some core, and then next. So Java 17 version I installed, so I'm taking that, and then next, and finish. So opening in Java perspective. Why? Because we installed both, right? Java JEE. So here we have JEE and Java. So we are opening in Java perspective. It just asked me a pop-up window. So like this, you will be getting one screen once you click OK. Okay, is it clear, everyone? So this is how we create a project of Java in the Eclipse. Okay. So once again, I'll show you. See, all of you follow. If you are having any doubt, we have to go to the file, new, and select the project and select Java project. If here also it is not visible, type Java project, select, click on the next, provide some name, and then click on next or finish. Okay, so now we created one Java application. For creating application, we created the project. If you expand this, you can see the source file, src, where our Java files have to be saved. So right click on that and say new class. Okay, where you will provide a package name and the class name. What is package name? Like a folder. Yesterday we created Java full stack, right? Like that we are saving a folder. Now I am doing examples on some basic data types, so I will give package data types. Next we will see programs on control statements, then I'll give new package name. Like a subfolders we are saving, so that after completing full core Java, it is easy to search. ఓకే, మనం ఎప్పుడైనా ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ రాసి సపరేట్గా ఫోల్డర్ నేమ్ ఇచ్చి సేవ్ చేసుకుంటే మనకి ఈజీగా ఉంటుంది తర్వాత యాక్సెస్ చేసుకుంటారు. అందుకని ఒక ప్యాకేజ్ నేమ్ ఇస్తున్నాం ఇక్కడ. ఓకేనా? సో నౌ లెట్ us give the package name any, like on data types. I'm just giving for example, and class name. So let us give package name with small letter, and class name I'm giving just sample, or let us say person. And you can by default select the main method. Without typing, you will get the main method also. And then click on finish. Okay, so you will get a file automatically created. Okay, so once again I'll show the processing. After creating project, expand it, right click on the source folder, new class. This you have to do. I'll print screen this also. Okay, once you create the project, what you have to do here, you have to expand the project. I'm writing all step by step because first time you will require this. Next and all you will be doing by yourself. Expand the project, right click on SRC, and then what you have to do? New class. And here provide the package name and class name, and then finish or okay, whatever it is. So you have to select the class and provide the class name and the package name. So just right click on this new class, and you will open a window like this. Provide the package name and class name and click on the finish. If you want, select the main method also. Okay, provide some package name and class name. So I'll take this also print screen and give you. Okay, so steps. So these are the basic steps we have to follow for creating a project. Execution, everything will be same. So now I will write one code here just to look and view. It will be easier for us. So we'll write here system dot out dot print ln. We'll write and we'll print messages like hello, welcome to Java. I'm just writing one simple example how to print in the Java programming. సో అవుట్పుట్ ఇక్కడ కన్సోల్లో వచ్చేస్తుంది. సో ఎట్లా ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేశాను వన్స్ అగైన్ ఐఎమ్ టెలింగ్ సి in the main method we have to write this system.out.println. I'm writing whatever you write in the double quotes, it is printed as it is on the screen. Now you have to go to the run and click on the run, or you can use the shortcut key control plus F11. So if you click on the run, it will show the output here, welcome to Java. So you write the program and click on run. What you have to do, write the program and click on the run. So once you are done finish, okay, once you are done finishing, what you have to do, write, you have to write Java program, whatever you want, you can write any program, and then click on run option, or the shortcut key is ctrl plus F11. Okay, this will show the output in the console window. Clear? So these are the steps for executing a simple example of Java program in Eclipse. It is easier. Initially if you create once, it's enough. Later again, tomorrow we will open, we will just right click on this and say new class, write execute. Need not do all this process again. This is for the first time, you have to know it, right, how to do. So I'm showing everything and I have pasted in the print screen options. From tomorrow we'll come, we'll learn the concept and then do the program. Okay, so is it clear everyone? అందరికీ అర్థమైందా అండి? ఒకసారి తెలుగులో అడుగుతున్నాను, చెప్పండి. అందరికీ అర్థమైందా? ఎక్లిప్స్ లో ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఎలా క్రియేట్ చేయాలి, ఒక క్లాస్ ఎలా రాయాలి? సో మీరు ఇలా స్టెప్స్ ఫాలో అయ్యి ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయొచ్చు. ఓకే, ఏమైనా డౌట్ ఉంటే ఒకసారి అడగండి. సో ఈజ్ ఇట్ క్లియర్? Okay, please respond. Tarakeshwari, Singham, Pavan Kumar, okay, clear. Anugnya, Tarakeshwari, yes. Okay. Okay, good. So if you are interacting, it will be easy for us to continue because I should also know whether you can hear me or any doubts, anything you can just understand it better. Okay, thank you. So now we'll continue. So yesterday I asked you to print one some example, right? I told you to print details of a student or about you, like print your name, age, and details like that, address, mobile number, anything. Did you do? అందరు చేశారా అండి ఎగ్జాంపుల్? జస్ట్ ఊరికే ఒక సింపుల్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ రాయమన్నాను కదా, రాయగలిగారా లేదా నన్ను ఒకసారి చెప్పమంటారా? డిడ్ యూ రైట్? ప్రోగ్రామ్ రాసారా అందరూ? ఓకే, ఒకసారి నేను చెప్తాను ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చూడండి. సో we have to right click on this new. I have to say class. Suppose I'm writing about the details of a person, so I am writing the example name of details ex. And if you want main method by default to come, you can select it, or else we can type by ourselves. Okay, if you want to type by yourself, then you will get just the class name. Now I'm writing here, see, public static void main and string arguments. So like this we are writing. Okay, now we all know the details, what is public static, all we discussed already. So now if you want to print the details of few people, one person, complete details. So how we will print multiple printf statements? Let us see here. So here, so like I can write, my name is like Likitha. Okay, I can just put the word here. And again, system.out.println. You can also provide like, I am a Java full stack trainer. So how to print multiple lines? I'm showing you. Again, okay, I'm just putting a message. Please attend regularly on time. So how many ever you want, you can put. Just thanks for joining session on time. So like this we can write. So here what is the use of ln? Ln is just used to print in a new line. Ln is used to print in a new line. Okay, is it clear? So if you are just writing print instead of print ln, what will happen? After printing my name is Likita, it won't come to new line. Okay, for it will be in the same line. First I will show with ln. See, save, and then click on run option. So okay, so here, so this is not required, by mistake it has been imported. Run. So see here, my name is Likita, I'm Java, please attend and thanks for joining the class. Came in line by line ochniya, one line after the other. Suppose if I'm giving just print instead of println, we are giving only print. So what will happen? See, two statements I am giving with only print. See how you got, my name is Likita, I am Java full stack trainer. Please, then you are coming to the new line. So without ln, it will just print in the same line. That is the only difference between print and println. Anything based on requirement you can use. So this is how we are printing multiple lines of data. Okay, now in the last session, we also have seen about the data types. Okay, just I'll give quick revision on the data types. So what are the primary data types we have and secondary data types we have? We have the categories, primary and the secondary. So first we will see the primary basic data types, that is integer, character, float, and double. Float and double. We also have seen each data type, how much memory it is occupying. That also we have discussed, right? So because computer stores machine, our machine stores everything in terms of byte code only. So we are discussed about like how much memory it can occupy. So integer means what? It can store only numbers. Character means it can store up to a character or group of characters. Float means it can store the decimal values. Double means also it can store decimal but a higher value, higher accurate big value it can store. That we have seen. Now let us see one example on all these data types. Okay, so now right click on this, new class, like primary data example with the main method. Finish. So now we got the structure of the code. Now here I'm writing the code, like I want one int SID which represents the student ID. Okay, we let us assume that. And I want to know the name of a person. So in Java, we have char data type to store a single character. If you want to store more than one character, you have to provide it as a array, means size, how many characters it can store. Or you have a class in Java that is string. What is that? String, where it can store group of characters. So I can just say string name. This name can store group of characters, but string is not data type. String is class in Java, where you can store easily name or any group of characters or anything. And then float, we can also take one char, something like initial. And float marks, I'm just storing the marks. Let us say there are three subjects, m1 comma m2 comma m3, the three subject marks. And then we can say double total. Clear? So this is called declaration part. What is this called as? Declaration. So whenever you are giving with a double slash, then this is called declaration. Okay, me sorry, this is comment. Whenever you are giving double slash and writing, this is comment. This is not executable, only for our understanding. ఓకే, ఒకసారి తెలుగులో చెప్తున్నాను చూడండి. ఎప్పుడైతే మనం డబుల్ స్లాష్ ఇచ్చి రాస్తున్నామో ఇది ఒక కమెంట్ అన్నమాట. మనం ఏమైతే రాస్తున్నామో దాని గురించి చెప్తాం. ఓకే, ఇది చూడగానే మనకు అర్థమవుతుంది అన్నమాట, దాని కింద రాసినవి. ఓకే, ఇదంతా డిక్లరేషన్ పార్ట్ అని. ఇక్కడ కూడా ఒక కమెంట్ రాసాను చూడండి, అంటే స్ట్రింగ్ అనేది క్లాస్. మనకి రేపు ఓపెన్ చేసి చూసిన ఓకే ఏంటిది స్ట్రింగ్ డేటా టైపా ఏంటిది అంటే ఓకే స్ట్రింగ్ అనేది ఒక క్లాసా అని అర్థమైపోతుంది కమెంట్స్ పెట్టుకుంటే ఈజీగా. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ బెటర్ టు రైట్ లైక్ దట్ ఇన్ ద బిగినింగ్ ఎట్లీస్ట్. ఓకే, నౌ let us continue how to print these all values. System dot out dot println. Okay, let us print the id value, like you can say here in double quotes, id of student equal to, and then you can just provide whatever the variable we declared. In double quotes anything you write, no problem, but here this variable should be same variable what you declared, exact the same undali. Then so we have to initialize the value, so it is giving you error. So you can directly initialize here, like sid is equal to 101 and initial is equal to some h, and name you can provide equal to some name, and marks m1 m2 m3 you can say m1 is equal to some 77 and m2 is equal to some 56 and m3 is equal to 92, like this you can do. And finally how the total is calculated, generally total is equal to m1 plus m2 plus m3. Since we declared float, you can provide decimal values, but for the float you have to end with f. Okay, do you remember yesterday I have said, like whenever you are declaring float and assigning the value you have to end with f. So we are ending with f, and total is equal to, we are calculating m1 plus m2 plus m3. Now for displaying the values we will display the id, and you can again display the system dot out dot println. You can display all in same line, but initially beginning, right, I don't want to give much confusion, so I'm giving in all separate lines. So initial, okay, and then name. So you can just put like name of student equal to, so plus it's a name, and again I'm just printing total instead of printing all the marks. If you want, print that also individually, but I'm just printing the total. Okay, so it, now we wrote a program like this, and you can go to the file and save. Okay, or else you can save, click on this also, then click on the run option. If there is any error I'll correct it, otherwise output will come. So id of student, initial is h, name of the student, and then what, total. Since we gave in float and double, we are getting decimal value. See, the decimal value is very big, so accurate, because we have taken double. So understood, this is how we assign the values for the different data types: integer, character, float, and double. These are the basic primary data types we have. So is it clear everyone? అందరికి అర్థమైందా అండి? జస్ట్ ఒక సింపుల్, నిన్న లాస్ట్ లో కొంచెం చెప్పాను హడావిడిగా ఉందని, ఐ జస్ట్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్డ్ ఇట్ అగైన్. So is it clear now everyone? So it will display the id, name, and all the values. So everyone, now is it clear with the data types and how we are assigning in the Eclipse and displaying the data using run option? So please respond. అందరికి అర్థమైందా అండి? Is it clear? Okay. Okay, good. So this is how we executed in the example. So along with this, in the primary data type, you are having int, char, float, double, right? So int can store like 4 bytes, I said. If you want to store a small number, you can use short int, where it can occupy only 2 bytes of data. If you are confident that the number is very small, you can use short int. Or if it is very big, you want to store a very big number, then you can use long int. And for the double, you can also use the long double. Okay, so these are the data types. We will, in coming programs, we will use them also. Okay, we are seeing, we started yesterday the basics of the Java language basics. In that, we have seen the keywords, variables, or let us say identifiers, and data types. Now we are going to see about operators. In the basics of Java, now we are going to see about operators. So what are the operators we have? So for performing the operations in Java, we have some specific type of operators. Those are like arithmetic operator. First one is what? Simple arithmetic operator, and then relational operator, and next assignment operator, conditional operator. Like this we have different, like bitwise operator, dot operator. Like this we have different types of operator in Java. So let us discuss all one by one. Okay, so first is arithmetic operators. So what are arithmetic operators? Plus, minus, multiplication, division, and modulus. So these are the arithmetic operators we have. What are those? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulus. Addition means we know. Already we did know. Total is equal to M1 plus M2 plus M3. That is addition only. And now, what is subtraction? We know. Multiplication also we know. Those are easy. What is the difference between division and modulus? Suppose I took the value of A as 20 and B as 5. Now, what is the value of C? A by B means what is the answer? And if I say C is equal to, or let us say D is equal to A modulus B. So, what will be the answer? Addition, subtraction, multiplication is easy. So, what you will get, this also mostly we will know. I am just asking you. What is the answer of C and D? Online and offline students, can you just tell me what is the value of C and D here? CD కి ఆన్సర్ ఏమొస్తుంది? మాడ్యులస్ చేసినప్పుడు ఏమొస్తుంది? డివిజన్ చేసినప్పుడు ఏమొస్తుంది? సో కెన్ యూ జస్ట్ టెల్ మీ? See this and just let me know. A20, B5. So what is the answer of C and D? Four zero. Okay, good. So whenever you are doing division, so when you say 20 by 5, you will consider the quotient. Very good. So here division means you will consider quotient. So the value will be 4 also. And then whenever you are doing modulus, okay, 20 modulus 5. then you will consider the remainder. Then it will be what? 4 5s are 20. What is the remainder? 0. Ma'am, this is very simple. Why all these things? Next, you will learn some programs. I said prime number and factorial of a number, and then let us say palindrome number. What is palindrome number? When you do reverse also, it is same. Then it is palindrome number. Like 121 is it? One, if you reverse also, you will get 1 to 1. Madam is a string palindrome. If you do reverse also, you will get madam only. So such things are called in you when you're doing such logical programs, you will be using these concepts. Okay, so you have to understand where you have to use modulus and where you have to use division. ఓకే సో ఎక్కడ మాడ్యులస్ యూజ్ చేయాలి ఎక్కడ డివిజన్ యూజ్ చేయాలని క్లారిటీ ఉండాలి ఎందుకంటే కోషంట్ రిమైండర్ ఉంటాయి కదా సో కేర్ఫుల్గా యూజ్ చేయాలన్నమాట సో అందుకని మనం ఇవి కూడా ఒక ప్రోగ్రామ్ నేర్చుకోవాలి ఓకే సో వెరీ గుడ్ మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ యూ ఆన్సర్డ్ now let us see example on this now what you will do is I have done this example right on the student you do an example on a person like take example this is like your assignment for tomorrow consider one class person a person or employee it's better take a employee and employee will have id like eid and employee will have name and he will have a salary so any employee will have basic hra and pf let us say and what will be his total salary total salary will be like basic plus HRA plus PF. This is his total salary. So what you have to do, create a class, assign the values for till here. ID, name, basic, HRA and PF and calculate the total salary. Okay, what you have to do, calculate you for total salary, don't assign the value. Do this calculation and print all values. So you will be, you're new to the Java programming. If you practice this, like you will be used to writing the code, syntax, everything. You will make mistakes. Capital small mistakes we will make or semicolon we may miss or we may wrong spell the word. So these all you will be getting to know if you write such program. So all of you do this example. Okay, you have to try this everyone at home and you can just share with me tomorrow. If you're not able to do, we will discuss for sure. Okay, I shared the example in chat box also. Later you can try that. Okay. So now let us move back to our example on operators. So I'm going to write the example, right click, new class, and I'm writing an example on class, and here I'll write the example on arithmetic operators. Example with the main method. So here A comma B I'm taking and I'll take meaningful names for sum and sub for subtraction, mul and division and modulus. Like this we have taken and semicolon. So here A is equal to sum I will enter 24 and B is equal to let us say some 7. These are the values. Now I will perform the operation. Sum is equal to A plus B and sub is equal to A minus B and multiplication is equal to A into B and div is equal to A by B and modulus MODL is equal to A modulus B. Like this we are writing. So we'll do like this in, and then we can just print system dot out dot println. You can just print the values here. Like sum equal to plus sum. So this plus is for just putting together the output values. So in the same way, you can just print all the values. So next subtraction, and then multiplication. Here you can give anything. Multiplication. I'm just saying again and again. But here it should be the same variable name. Division. And then here div. Okay. And then finally modulus. And then MODL. So this we have created. Is it clear? So now I'll run this. Okay, we are printing the sub is 31 and subtraction is 17, and then multiplication, division and modulus. So we have not taken double, so we are getting exact value. So 7 threes are 21, quotient is 3, and remainder also will get. Got it? Clear everyone? Understood? So we have done on some simple arithmetic operations. Okay. So addition, subtraction, multiplication and division and modulus. So this is, I think everyone is clear. Just small operations. We are doing it in the Java format. Okay. So these are the arithmetic operators. And next, we have one more operator. I missed mentioning that here, increment and decrement operator. Increment and what? Decrement operator. So what is this increment and decrement operator? So increment and decrement. So first, increment means increasing the value by 1. Increasing the value by what? 1. So the symbol of increment operator is plus plus. And decrement. What is decrement operator? Decrement means it is decreasing the value. Means what? It will decrease the value by 1. It will decrease the value by what? 1. Increment means it will increase by 1. Decrement means it will decrease by 1. So in this increment only we have again two types. One is pre-increment and the other one is post-increment. Okay. So what is pre-increment? Before only the plus plus you are writing, then it is pre. Before what? Before the variable. Whenever you are writing symbol, the plus plus symbol before a variable, then it is pre. And if you are writing the plus plus symbol after the variable, then it is post increment. So how you will write? When you say a plus 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 a, this is pre increment. And whenever you are writing a plus plus, then it is what? Post increment. In any way it will increase by 1, but there is a small difference, we can discuss that. Okay. Pre means what? We will use the plus plus symbol before. Post means what? We will use plus plus symbol afterwards. That is the difference between pre and post. But anyway, whatever way you are using, it will increase the value by 1. Okay. So a difference we will see now. Suppose a is equal to 10. Okay, see carefully. And you are telling b is equal to plus plus a once. Okay, this is one part. And again here see, a is equal to 10 and B is equal to A plus plus. Okay, both are there. This is pre and post. Now, after execution, the value of A and the value of B here. So, what will be the value of A and B? Before only it is incrementing. So, the value of A and B both will be what? 11. Correct? So, the value of both A and B will be 11. But in this case, when you are doing like this, okay, so first the value of A is copied to the B and later it is incremented and copied to the A. So here the value of B, in this case the value of B will be just 10 only, but the value of A will be 11. That is the difference between pre and post. In the pre-increment, the value is incremented first because plus plus is before. That's why the value is incremented before and stored in both the variables. So A, B values are 11. But in the post increment, what we are doing first, we are writing equal to A plus plus. So first A value is copied to B and then it is incremented and copied to A. So in this case, the B value is 10 only, but A value will be 11. ఓకే, ఒకసారి తెలుగులో చెప్తున్నాను చూడండి. ప్రీ ఇంక్రిమెంట్ కి పోస్ట్ ఇంక్రిమెంట్ కి తేడా. ప్రీ ఇంక్రిమెంట్ అంటే ముందే ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది, అంటే ఏ కి ముందే ప్లస్ ప్లస్ ఉంది కాబట్టి బి ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు ఏ ప్లస్ ప్లస్ అంటే ముందే ఇంక్రీజ్ అయిపోతుంది, అందుకని ఏలో బిలో కూడా +1తో ఇంక్రీజ్ అయ్యి 11 అని ప్రింట్ అవుతుంది. కానీ పోస్ట్లో ఏమవుతుంది, ఏ ఈక్వల్ టు 10 బి ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు ఏ ప్లస్ ప్లస్ అన్నప్పుడు ఏలో ఉన్న వాల్యూ ఫస్ట్ బిలో కాపీ అయిపోతుంది. అంటే ఎంత ఉంది, ఏలో 10 ఉంది, 10 బిలో కాపీ అయ్యి బిలో 10 ప్రింట్ అవుతుంది. తర్వాత ఏలోకి ఇంక్రీజ్ అయిన వాల్యూ స్టోర్ అవుతుంది, ఏంటది 11. సో కొంచెం కన్ఫ్యూజన్గా ఉంటుంది, ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తే అర్థమవుతుంది. ఓకే, సో దిస్ ఈజ్ ప్రీ అండ్ పోస్ట్ ఇంక్రిమెంట్. ప్రీ అండ్ పోస్ట్ ఇంక్రిమెంట్. సో ఆన్లైన్ స్టూడెంట్స్ అర్థమైందా అండి ప్రీకి ఇంక్రిమెంట్కి పోస్ట్ ఇంక్రిమెంట్కి తేడా? ఎవ్రీవన్? సో ఇజ్ ఇట్ క్లియర్ ప్రీ పోస్ట్కి? ఓకే, సో ఏం చేస్తారంటే జస్ట్ ఈ నోట్స్ షేర్ చేస్తాను కదా, మీరు అది చూసి ఒకసారి ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయండి. ప్రీ పోస్ట్ ఇంక్రిమెంట్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ మాత్రం రేపు చూద్దాం మనం. ఓకే, సో ఇవాళకి మీరు జస్ట్ ప్రింట్ చేయండి స్టేట్మెంట్స్, అలాగే నేను ఇచ్చిన ఈ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ట్రై చేయండి అండ్ డేటా టైప్స్ కూడా ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయండి. అండ్ రేపటి క్లాస్లో మనం ప్రీ పోస్ట్ ఇంక్రిమెంట్స్ ఇంకా చాలా ఆపరేటర్స్ ఉన్నాయి, వాటి మీద ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ చూద్దాం, ఎక్లిప్స్లో కానీ నోట్లో కానీ. ఓకే, వాట్ ఎవర్ ఇట్ ఈస్. సో ఒక వాట్సాప్ గ్రూప్ క్రియేట్ చేసి మీకు అన్ని ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ అంటే జస్ట్ ప్లీజ్ ఎన్రోల్. అప్పుడు యాజ్ సూన్ యాజ్ మిమ్మల్ని గ్రూప్లో యాడ్ చేసి మీకు అంత ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఇమీడియట్గా పాస్ అవుతుంది, ఇంకా రికార్డింగ్స్ కానీ నోట్స్ కానీ అన్నీ. ఓకే, సో రేపు కూడా అందరూ సేమ్ టైంకి జాయిన్ అవ్వండి ప్లీజ్. అందరూ ఒక్క 5 minutes ముందు జాయిన్ అవ్వడానికి ట్రై చేయండి, సో దట్ మీరు డౌట్స్ ఏమైనా ఉంటే క్లియర్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఓకేనా? సో ఇంకేమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయా అండి ఒకసారి బిఫోర్ క్లోజింగ్ ద సెషన్? అయిందా? ఏంటి తన పేరు? అదే అదే అనుకున్నాను. ఓకే, సో ఏం డౌట్స్ లేకపోతే సెషన్ క్లోజ్ చేస్తాను. సో రేపు ప్లీజ్ జాయిన్ ద సెషన్ బిఫోర్ 5 minutes. ఓకే, నేను ఎలా అయినా 10-15 minutes ఖచ్చితంగా స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాను. సో బై 10:45 నేను అవైలబుల్గా ఉంటాను మీకు. సో మీకన్నా ఎవరికన్నా ఏదైనా ఇన్స్టాలేషన్లో కానీ ఎగ్జిక్యూషన్లో కానీ డౌట్ ఉంటే గనక 10:45కే జాయిన్ అయ్యి నన్ను అడగండి. ఓకే, నో ప్రాబ్లం, నేను ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తాను ఒకసారి ఏదైనా టాపిక్ కానీ ఏం డౌట్ ఉన్నా. ఓకే, థ్యాంక్స్ ఫర్ జాయినింగ్ ద సెషన్. హ్యావ్ ఎ నైస్ డే. విల్ మీట్ ఆన్ నెక్స్ట్ session maybe on Monday. Okay, bye.